or just the devices, not all of the settings themselves. But I'm totally leaving the fact that I'm not on camera yet.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave that in. I gotta fix the focus. I don't think that's good. Too far. This is great entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, and a reason to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel here on Genreverse, because you can see ridiculous behind the scenes stuff like me checking my focus. Manny, I'm actually all set now. Welcome everybody to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse Podcast Network, as I had said, wherever you get your podcast from, and the YouTube channel, of course. Subscribe, follow, like, share, all of that good stuff. Sorry, a little bit frazzled this morning after having technical issues as like things are supposed to be going. Part of the big LRMonline.com family. Go there every day for all entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Sponsored by Grow Generation. I'm Kyle. That's Manny. This is the show. It's Friday. Yay! It doesn't mean much for me. But Manny, is it a Friday for you? Do you work weekends?
no, I don't work weekends. Of course not.
Oh, okay. So, some other pleb does that. I only had kind of like two things on my radar. One, of course, dealing with Warner Brothers again, theme of the last few episodes. Ezra Miller and the potential plans going forward. And then I know you really enjoyed Sandman, and I'll tell you what Brian thought of it, because I told you he was another big fan of the comics graphic novel. I'll tell you, they're looking at a season 2, basically already from the sounds of things. So, anything else on your radar to talk about today before we pick one of those?
Well, no, actually, the main one, I guess, is the fate of the Flash in three different steps.
Why don't you wrote the article that we have up on LRM Online, so why don't you go ahead and chit chat about it?
Yeah,
with us?
The only other thing I kind of wanted to mention was yesterday they dropped also a featurette for She-Hulk that had like a Law and Order opening, which was kind of fun. But it really kind of shows the light mood of the show that it's going to have, and just kind of the quirky almost like Lost show that it's gonna be. That it's a little different than kind of like a more serious tone that we've seen from like Moon Knight and even Miss Marvel, which was also kind of a little bit,
especially the last 3 episodes of Miss Marvel, for sure.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun, and I guess I wanted to mention that just because everything else is so negative. Anyway, so I wanted to, since we're talking about this up and down and this whole mess that DC is thanks to Warner Brothers Discovery, did you see the updated title for Pennyworth?
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I keep bringing that over. Sorry. The origin of Batman's butler. That's a real thing. Like that whole quote about whether or not people know who the character is a real thing. Like
that is
holy crap.
That is an absolute real thing.
I'm gonna bring that up. Kind of talk it up real quick. I'm gonna find the comment and bring it up on screen.
Yeah. So Pennyworth is starting its 3rd season. The first 2 seasons were on Epix. Nothing was wrong with the show. The show actually has a very good, decent fan base, and Jack Bannon has been doing a great job as a young Alfred Pennyworth, doing his thing, and it really has become its own thing, and not necessarily have to connect to the Batverse. I've talked to the executive producers before, and it is what it is. It's fun. But here comes Warner Brothers Discovery, and now that it's going to start its 3rd season on HBO Max, they want to connect it to the greater DC universe, I guess, and they want to make it more accessible, I guess. They think they can make it more accessible this way, despite the fact that it's already a pretty good show. And they decided to name to add the subtitle, The Origin of Batman's Butler.
Yep.
And
I cannot find a clear image of it, guys. So sorry, it's kind of small on screen.
And it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And so
that's not the quote. Keep talking, you're good.
Yeah. So yeah, I just it's just like these are the kind of decisions that are being made over there by marketing. I cringe to think of what's coming next. You know, like Aquaman 2, the man who talks to fish underwater, or Black Adam. You know, it's not Superman, but hey, look, it's The Rock. I don't know. Just their titles. Their titles are they're very condescending. I feel like, and very almost demeaning.
It's gonna become like light novel titles and anime titles where it's like trapped in a dating sim. Life is hard for a mob. Like that's the title of a show.
And that's the other thing too. It's like it makes it so freaking long. You know, it's almost as bad as Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. Like, why do we need to make it this? Why does this title need to be this long? Yeah. So anyway, so there's that, and then there's the big decision that they're contemplating, and it obviously has to do with the fate of the Flash, as it seems like almost daily there's a new chapter to the Ezra Miller saga, and you're hearing conflicting reports almost of why he's doing what he's doing. Then there's warrants for his arrest, and he's being charged for things, and blah blah blah. And so you have this movie that they've already said they're very much enjoyed, and they're very excited about releasing. Yet there's no if the behavior continues, there's no reason why they should. But it's a $200 million investment.
Yeah.
And
that will be hard to promote.
Yeah. And so they're dealing with three different options, according to insider sources that were first reported by the Hollywood Reporter. The first one is something's actually wrong with Ezra Miller, but he gets help. The behavior, he changes his ways, gets help. Movies released, very limited press run, and some sort of interview somewhere with someone, probably like Bob Walters or something, about his behavior and what happened, basically. Kind of putting it all on the table so that everyone understands that he's human also, which is also true. He's human. And sometimes bad things happen to humans and people react differently.
Yeah.
Second one, he doesn't reach out for help. Nothing really changes per se as far as escalating behavior. And Warner Brothers still releases the film. No press and very, very limited or no marketing with Ezra Miller, despite him being the lead. And it gets recast going forward. The character does, which I'm okay with. I feel like this would be the most likely scenario, although I also wouldn't bet against things getting worse. Then the third and most dramatic scenario is things do get worse. Miller's behavior continues to be erratic. More headlines happen, and this forces Warner Brothers to make the very awkward and tough decision to kill the Flash. There wouldn't be any time or money to be able to do reshoots or recasting because of the fact that he plays multiple characters in the film. So that would be them losing $200 million film.
This is kind of like back when the first things happened was the time to pull the plug on this or dedicate to a recast reshoot. You know what I'm saying? Would it be incredibly expensive? Yeah. Would it be like making a second movie again? Yeah, kind of like what they ended up doing with Justice League, and I guess they're trying to prevent a debacle of that magnitude. But in doing that, they kind of set themselves into a worse situation.
Mm-hmm.
I really think, honestly, their best hope is number 2, that he just fades into nothingness, which is what they were hoping for the last couple of months, that he fades into nothingness. They don't really push the movie big, other than the fact that it's The Flash, and hope for the best. The first one I don't see happening at all. I don't see an apology or explanation type deal, and even then I think you're still facing a lot of people connecting him with the film versus just being silent like they've tried to be for the last few months. But in order for that one, the second one, stay silent and just release it, and most people would just be like, oh, it's the Flash movie, he hasn't been in the news for a while, guess everything's okay, and we can go see this movie. But the third one, man, is what I feel is going to happen. I have a sinking suspicion, and I hope I'm wrong for everyone else involved in the movie. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think Miller. I don't think it goes very, very well for them.
That's a huge mess, man. And if he was going to change his ways, I think it would have happened. I kind of have to agree with you. It's just incident after incident. Then again, these could be incidents that happened a while ago, and we're just finding about them now.
Some of them have been dated though on different reports. I don't remember which ones, but some of them are relatively recent, within the last few months.
Yeah, you're right. I just sometimes, especially with something like this, like to give benefit of the doubt, because we're part of, and we're part of it as far as the media, because we report certain things.
Yeah.
And it's based on different sources. We're not there, and we know what drives our business is clicks and watches and things like that. So it just sucks that we sometimes do condemn people before actually knowing everything.
With this one I wouldn't feel so much bad, because there's a pattern, and it's been going on for a while,
but especially if it's somebody who legitimately needs help, which obviously he does. It just
absolutely,
it just feels kind of I'm just speaking as a human, I guess.
Yeah, but again, when someone does have an issue, it is, as long as they've got some sort of cognizance that there's an issue, and people are there to help them, try to lead them, hey, yeah, you need help, which obviously they've got. I need to keep trying to remember their preferred shit before someone cancels us. You and I grew up in the 90s. We're already on slate for cancellation one day. Anyways,
I've never cared to quote unquote be canceled.
Yeah, I know. And now I lost my thought trying to make those jokes. With them, no, I've got it now. With them having to having that ability to go and seek help after fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me type deal. It's like, now look, dude, you're responsible now, because you could have already gone and gotten help. They could have and even some of it might be on their handlers. You know what I'm saying? Their team, if you will, that aren't pushing the issue, that aren't going for judge orders of they are incapable of making rational, healthy decisions. there's a lot of responsibility on Miller themselves, a little bit on their enablers.
Right.
But yeah, at this point, man, it's not just a yeah. There's responsibility now.
No, yeah,
Best way
I feel
put
that. It's just a really crappy situation, especially because there's a lot of fans out there, DC fans that really want to watch this movie. Michael Keaton was going to be Sasha Calle is supposed to start as Supergirl.
Yep.
You know, and then
with the alien abs.
And then bro, those were
I know, but it still looks so weird.
Well, I mean, technically she is an alien, so
I know.
There's that also. But yeah, I mean, and then the funny thing is that the only project at DC that has been greenlit that wasn't pre-regime is the Joker. It's 2.
Yeah.
Not even the Batman has been greenlit for a sequel. And all the other shows that we were supposed to see on HBO Max, besides obviously Batgirl, which got canned, everything is up in the air. There hasn't been like official wording on what stays and what goes. Blue Beetle's one of those also, which everyone's Doom Patrol, you know, supposedly is very close to being axed, and everyone's very worried about that one. Although to be fair, Doom Patrol has been around for a couple seasons, and
they got four out.
I think it's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So if that one wraps up, I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised. And Titans, I was never very keen on anyway, because it is
no loss for Manny.
No, the writing's very inconsistent, and it's like it's bad. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, on behalf of, you know, one of the many big DC fans here, I'm sorry to everyone for the mess we're going through, and we'll get through it. And the Snyderverse is not coming back. I just want to
Geekosity and giant freaking robots say.
I just want to put that out there, because I swear to God, man, it's like I was gonna say something, and I was gonna connect Snyder fans to something not very nice from the South. And
no, and not that level of hyperbole.
And I'll just leave it there, because it's not happening. There's just this level of
denial.
That is amazing. Like
there was the chance to announce something like that at Comic-Con. There was a chance to announce a 2022 DC fandom event. To announce something. We all know Cavill's like the least controversial part of the Snyderverse. He is one that almost everyone agrees should continue on as Superman. I really have no vested interest, so I'm not included in that everyone. But you know, from what I gather, fans of the Snyderverse and people that are just, you know, like take it or leave it, still like Cavill's soups. So I think they would be announcing something dealing with him if that was going to be continuing on.
Given everything going on right now, I completely understand why they didn't make any announcement. They're like, just get The Rock on stage, people get and Zach Levi, because Zach Levi is always really, really a good time. But I can see why they did it. They're not going to have a fandom this. I'd be very surprised at this point if they have a fandom, because they have no idea what they're doing. They don't have TV shows to push either. And we're just that one show got canceled also, Gotham Knights.
No, they came back and said that it wasn't
really,
unless they came back again. But yeah, there was an original tweet out that it had been, and then that was immediately like retracted or taken back.
Well, it should be canceled. How about that?
It should be.
Let's put that. Because I mean, it's just such a mess, man.
It is.
So
Ready to go?
yeah, I guess we can
Yeah.
take a break unless you want to. Yeah,
Unless
we'll
we
talk
wanna
about
what?
Sandman afterwards.
Yeah, we'll do that on the other side, guys. Take it away, Grow Generation. Yeah, Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Grow Generation offers the best deals and discounts on the best grow products on the market. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow. Thank you, Grow Generation, for sponsoring the episode as usual. So Manny, Sandman, I said I'd say what Brian thought of it. He really enjoyed it. Said it was one of the most true to source as they could be, given certain characters not showing up and things like that. One of the truest to source comic book adaptations is how he put it, if I'm not mistaken. He said, despite some of the character changes, that the character traits and portrayal and execution were all spot on. He had nothing but praises for the show, and I keep hearing that, man. What are you hearing from others?
You know, everyone's enjoying Sandman, and it's a very much long-awaited version,
decades.
of the show. And I'm gonna be honest, I was very skeptical of the show because this is not an easy thing to adapt for television. It's just not. I mean, based on all the characters, based on the way Gaiman writes and things like that, this is almost very challenging piece of artwork that was created in the 80s. Hell, it won awards, and they made changes so that it would never be able to win awards again because it was a comic book.
Yeah,
and just I thought that, despite the fact that I know what it is, given some of the plot lines and things like that, and just everything going on, and Netflix's history, I was like, this is not. It's probably as good as the casting seems. I think this is not going to be very good, and I was pleasantly wrong, because it was very, very good. Tom Sturridge as the Dream, I was phenomenal casting. And just overall across the board, they of course they had changed Constantine to a female, played by Jenna Coleman, who did very well also. Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer was just good. She's a very good actress. She's gotten stuck on some really bad roles, I guess, in Star Wars.
Phasma.
Yeah, just bad. She was great.
Wasted.
Yeah, completely wasted. And then I think some of my favorites was Corinthian, played by Boyd Holbrook. And I mean, I could just go down the line. And the thing is, each episode was so well paced, I think, but at the same time so slow motion in a way that it builds this kind of world that is the Sandman, and just very well done, man. I don't really have much to say negatively about it, because there were times where I was like, I'm gonna be bored by this, and they just kept me very, very much engaged with the way that they showed different sequences of I guess you can say dreaming, or you can say of just really strange situations that are just part of what that world is, and I want to see more of it.
Well, there's no official word or anything as of right now, but Neil Gaiman has said that he himself, and let me read the quote, right now what we're doing is, every time I think of or run into or pass or notice an actor who could be either a destruction or a delirium, Alan Heinberg gets an email. So Gaiman himself is feeling confident enough to tell people he is on the lookout. And he told that to Variety for citation purposes. I don't know those characters. Who do you see as a potential Destruction or Delirium?
Honestly, given the cast that they picked out for these people, I don't know, man. Whoever picked out this cast, you probably gonna do a good job, because I was happy with the entire cast. So I do not have an answer for you, because as long as actually, you know what, it needs to be somebody outside the box, kind of like the way that they did with Constantine and some of these other characters, and to the point where it just works. Like Mason Alexander Parker's Desire, which is great, it works, and then you have a little bit of goofiness and a little bit of a charm with Patton Oswalt as Matthew the Raven, and just the way that they had, I mean, just like I'm naming all the cast obviously as I'm talking about it, just because if you go down the list, it's just they just work. They have really good chemistry together, and they really built this world that is, you know, the dreaming and, well, our Earth and whatnot. So yeah, it's good. It's good TV. You should watch it. And it's available on Netflix.
Yeah, about how much of the books did they adapt in this first season?
I'm not sure, actually.
Okay, because I'm wondering, like, of course I'm sure that you can always add some filler and stuff. I'm curious as to how much material there will be to carry on. Will they try to take other stories and from that are like loosely connected and figure out how to Peter Jackson, The Hobbit, expand, you know, one small thing into a much larger thing. It's on our list to check out. Someone recommended another show to Christine and myself, and I'm just like, I first world complaint. I've got too much stuff to watch. She-Hulk starts next week. There are Andor next month. There are 7 seasonal anime we are watching, plus something that's already been out, as well as we just caught up on all but one episode of what we do in the shadows. I'm just
completely caught up on that.
My plate is full, dude. The stuff on what we do in the shadows is great, though. I was disappointed in the fact that we didn't get to spend time with the travels, you know, while they were separated. Yeah. Like, I was really disappointed in that when that first started, but since it's kind of just gotten back into what you expect from what we do in the shadows. I love the Jen. That guy's great. I love the 5th episode, I think it was, where what's his name? Crap. The vampire with Guillermo as his familiar. Nandor. Thank you. It's like not Naja. That's the female. That's what's his name's wife, and I couldn't get Nandor to come to my brain. Anyways, when he's wishing for a bigger member and they're finally lawyering it, and then he screws it up right at the end. So good, so fun.
I thought I was really gonna dislike the whole baby Colin angle, but that's worked.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun. No, he's turning into a boring. Yeah, I like that.
The solution to your problem: stop watching anime.
No,
no, yeah, because
Western stuff is so bad most of the time.
I mean, because it's not gonna get any easier for you, because you have the Game of Thrones series that's coming out in a couple.
Oh, weeks. I don't care for that.
Then you also have the Lord of the Rings, which is coming out. I'll be watching
September. That.
Yeah. The next season of Cobra Kai is right around the corner.
Yep. I'll be watching that.
And so you have quite a bit there still.
Man, it's almost like losing a testicle, having brain damage and PTSD has been a blessing, because I can't do a normal job, and all I have is time to consume things. Bright side of life, right? Anyways, let's talk about the bright side of our dark mode LRMonline.com website. Oh, am I forgetting anything else today, Manny, before we close out?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Just yeah, I don't think so. When we get a chance, watch that featurette featuring She-Hulk because it's nice.
It's
fun.
right here on the web. On the
really,
website.
It's really bright, and if you've ever watched Law and Order, you'll have fun with it. And I think it just sets up just a different tone that the show's going to be, and kind of a better idea of what to expect. And this is coming from somebody who's already watched 4 episodes. So, but I can't talk about it till next week, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, guys. So you can find that featurette on lrmonline.com, along with all sorts of other news, opinions, and reviews, celebrity interviews, everything we publish between Genreverse, except for the video only stuff that usually just goes up on YouTube. But from the Genreverse Podcast Network to the LRM YouTube channel, celebrity interviews, to all the written stuff right there, lrmonline.com. Podcasts like Anime-Versal Reviews. We're doing Classroom of the Elite Season 2 for the seasonal review for that, and Christina and I have started AVR Squared here on YouTube, where we do anime reactions, and we're doing Violet Evergarden right now. Very, very dramatic post-war anime, very heavy. It's going to take a while to finish. Breaking Geek Radio is like a long form of this, everything in entertainment news and geek and pop culture, plus usually a movie or series review. Marvel Multiverse Mayhem does Marvel reviews and news. We'll be doing She-Hulk. We just reviewed the I Am Groot shorts and did some news stuff. That'll be up later today as well. And then the Cantina does Star Wars news and reviews. All of those video format on the YouTube channel. Please hit the red subscribe button. Check out the Genre Shot trailer reactions, as well as, like I mentioned, AVR Squared. Manny, anything else you want to say? You muted yourself. Bye.